Kansas anymore.
I'm walking here! I'm walking here!
You read too many comic books.
Well, some people just got faces that stick in your mind.
Run, Forrest, run!
Live from the Kodak Theater at Hollywood and Highland in Los Angeles, California.
Start the camera.
Why the camera's recording? I stopped it and started it and sat back down.
Okay. Hello, Internet. And the award for Best YouTube Podcast related to movie reviews goes to Film Freak.
Maybe one day.
Yes, maybe one day. I'm Dr.
I'd like to
Paul.
thank the Academy.
And you are?
Diet Dr. Paul.
And we are the Desert Island Institute of Film. Welcome to part 2, where our, capsulization of the year in review. Now we're going to talk. We talked about best films in the last one. This is going to hand out our thoughts, awards for acting and directing and cinematography, score, something like that. Mm-hmm. And as always, thank you for the support that you've done.
You love me. You really love me.
I hope you had a great Christmas and a great Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. So, good year?
Good year.
Okay.
Just like the blimp.
Okay. Man, you just, you beat me to the punch.
That was an easy
That's when you know that you're hanging out with somebody too long, when you know that what they're going to say, what their words are.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right.
Like an old married couple.
Okay. So, what do we want to start with?
I don't know. Best composer.
Movie music is, I love music, and I don't know how many soundtracks that I have, film scores that I have collected. I'm not a fan of film scores that's a bunch of pop songs or whatever. I really, more the source music. I like the composing. I think that's our classical music for our world today, and I really like what it does to films. If it's one of those things where it needs to be part of your experience, but if it gets too showy, and it's like, now we're just kind of showing off. Mm-hmm. And my award was Martin Phillips for Napoleon. I just thought that it's different, it varies, it's not, I know that what little I know about the structure of film music is oftentimes that the composer will look at who the main characters are and will create melodic themes that represent, like John Williams in Star Wars, Darth Vader. Yes, it's like every time that you hear that theme, Darth Vader is on. And so I know there's that. I think sometimes there are composers that sort of look at trying to create a mood. Is it serene? Is it tense? That kind of stuff. All of that is true with Napoleon. And I never heard, wasn't familiar with Mr. Phillips, but as soon as I saw that movie, I knew this is the best score, and I hadn't heard anything since then.
Yeah, that one was on my list, but I did not go with Napoleon.
I can't wait to hear.
My turn for score. So, my score is going to go to Anthony Willis in Saltburn. lot of times for me, if it sticks out in a big way, it's because I'm noticing it. Like you said, I'm aware that I'm listening to it. A lot of times when I sort of just helps to create like the emotion that you speak about. So that's really, I think, what I enjoy about it. So it might be different than someone else. But it's very, very melodic. But it's also got great, like there's differences throughout this. It's not the same score for everyone. And there's no like general theme either. Sometimes I think that can be a little bit trite and overdone.
Who was the star of the film?
Barry Keoghan.
So there's no theme for his genitals in this?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I believe that's an actual song that they play at the end when he's running around naked that has like words and singing to it. It's like an 80s like pop song, I think. But yeah, it's good. I don't normally pay as much attention to the score and stuff like you do, but I've been trying to recently, and this is one that I remember writing down, watching it, and saying, yeah, I really like
When did
this.
you watch Saltburn?
Like 3 weeks ago.
Okay. So
First
this
time.
is an example of something it's the recency effect. I just saw it and it
But
stands
I've
out
seen
in my
this
mind.
movie 3 times since then.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, I've been trying to pay attention.
Well, you're
to
building
it
the argument that I need to go and watch it, even though I told you that in the last episode I am kind of a little bit
Scared.
afraid, you know.
Watch it and turn it off if you don't like it. Best cinematographer. Best cinematography for me is going to go to Saltburn. I promise they're not all from that movie. That's the mirror of the music and the cinematography is really what takes this one over the top. It's got the same way that like Maestro was pretentious. It's the opposite of that, but also very stylized, and it's definitely, it feels like an indie movie in terms of like the framing and how they do the shots, but it's very updated as well. So I think it's a little different than what you're used to seeing with some films of its scope. But it doesn't do the MTV fast cutting and all that kind of stuff. I just really, really liked the use of color as well in the background. I think there's probably a lot of mise-en-scène in this that I would like to go back and really pay attention to see if that can add some to it as well. But it's a good one. It's very, very close. Second was The Killer. I just thought that was more status quo and something he's usually doing, and this is just something different.
Well, my cinematography was for Oppenheimer, and I want to make sure that I pronounce this guy's name, Hoyt van Hoytema. Which is just a great name. It'd be a great name for a rock band.
Hey, Hoyt van Hoyte from Sweden.
Hello. Actually, I wonder what his ethnicity is. I don't know. I struggle between that and Napoleon, and Napoleon did not do that well. But I just remember the epic nature of it, that it's kind of like Robert Wise and or something like Lawrence of Arabia, that kind of the battlefields kind of stuff were epic.
What did you think about the Three Musketeers cinematography? Did you like that?
I like that too, and you talked about that. You mentioned that, and so because you had said that before I watched it, and it was good. It didn't stand out like I thought that Oppenheimer did. Mm-hmm. But no, it's good. This is a good year for cinematography. Mm-hmm. It was.
The visual aspects of films were not
Flower Moon kind of thing.
Even movies that I didn't like, I thought had good visuals, like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, we talked about that as well. Okay.
I agree. Best Supporting Actor. All right, this was easy for me. There again, I told you I had a lot of people that were on this list from Oppenheimer. I mean, I had 4 people. Robert Downey Jr. Oh my goodness, I just blanked on all of them again.
You did. You mentioned the last was like 4 of them.
I know. Mm-hmm. Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon.
The
guy that plays Teller. in the film, the German guy who puts the suntan lotion all over his face. And we're like, by the way, I used him in a video we didn't end up editing when we did our Godfather recasting. He's the guy who I have playing young Tessio. Can you see that? It's perfect. But he's an upcoming director, too. I'm a big fan of him. So there's a lot of supporting actors from that film that I was looking at. But there was really only one person for me, and that was Dar Salim from The Covenant. Man, he should get some roles from this for sure. But man, he stood out, and he doesn't have a lot of dialogue in the film either. He's more of a set piece in a way.
I liked him better than Jake.
Yeah, and if you didn't finish it, then you didn't even get to the best parts with him.
Yeah.
Because the second half with him in it is I think where he really shines too. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he just did a great job.
Well, good. My choice for best supporting actor, and I'll tell you, second place was Robert Downey Jr. From Oppenheimer.
Yeah,
but,
that's probably what it would have been for me.
yeah, and I think he'll probably win. Sometimes I think with Oscars, it's like lifetime achievement.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah, kind of stuff. My choice for best supporting actor in 2023 was Godzilla.
Oh, you said that earlier.
I
should have been
You thought I
prepared.
was kidding?
No, I just should have remembered.
No, I know you're thinking like, well, if we can, you've talked before about Andy Serkis.
If Gollum could have done it, yeah.
Yes, I really think that Godzilla, and why isn't he my choice for best actor? Because he is not the front and center lead on Godzilla -1.
Not at all.
He is really a supporting character in that, and he carries his support load on that in a brilliant way. And no, I just think there's times where he's terrifying. You talk about being underneath the water and the scene where he's coming forward. And I thought it was, I thought it was a brilliant performance. And the fact that you can evoke such feeling from a bunch of ones and zeros, computer code kind of is just amazing to me.
Yeah, that's a good, I like that. They should give him the Lifetime Achievement Award. Best Supporting Actress. Best Supporting Actress, this was easy for me, and that's Rosamund Pike from Saltburn. She's the second part of this that really carries it, because Barry Keoghan alone cannot carry this film, but the final third act with her in it, the more I watch it, the more I like her. Gone Girl, and this, she's just, it's very similar to what we saw in Carey Mulligan and Emily Blunt in Opie and Maestro. She plays sort of a broken woman that has to like put on a face, but it's also different from the other two. And it's a role, I've never seen her in a role like this before. It's just that you just need to watch it.
So 3 of your 7 awards have gone to Saltburn.
Yeah, I told you. A clean house.
My choice for Best Supporting Actress was Viola Davis from Air.
Okay.
And
I heard good things about
she
that.
really does carry the film, and you can't take your eyes off of her. And I just think she's brilliant.
She plays Michael Jordan's mother.
Yes, she does. Now, a very, very close second was Emily Blunt. For me, was just kind of which I think.
Well, isn't she the lead actress?
Emily Blunt? Maybe.
That's what I would have considered her the lead actress. But either way.
Yeah, but I have my lead, and nobody's going to talk me out of it.
Best Actor.
Don't.
What?
Saltburn?
Barry Keoghan from Saltburn, yes. People can can laugh all they want. This is the movie that should be cleaning up at the Oscars. It's that good of a movie. It's that good of a movie. But this was a year for lead actors. I really wanted to give it to Cillian Murphy or Joaquin Phoenix. But Joaquin Phoenix not for Napoleon, for Beau is Afraid.
Beau is Afraid.
For Beau is Afraid.
And there's some chatter out there about
he deserves it for one of those two roles for sure. But I'm telling you, you have to see this flipping movie.
Didn't he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor last year for the Innisfree.
Banshees of Inisherin.
Yes.
Yeah. He's good. He's in Dunkirk. He's in
Yes.
Green Knight. He's going to play the Joker in the Robert Pattinson Batman. He's the guy that's in the scene for worst movies of 20.
Yes.
Or
I wondered who
Hidden
that
Gems.
was.
That's him.
Okay.
I mean, he's a chameleon in the roles that he does. But you need to see him in that. You need to see him in Killing of Sacred Deer.
I'm going to watch Saltburn.
That's
I'm going to do that. Not on Christmas. But who was your second place?
for lead actor.
Uh-huh.
Probably Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, I would have had to give him a shout out. But Murphy, man, he does a great job. And the dude is on screen for 2 hours and 59 minutes of that 3 hour runtime.
My best actor was Cillian Murphy. And he's just really kind of, I've not particularly enjoyed him in a lot of the stuff that
I'm a
he's
big fan
done.
of his. 28 Days Later.
Yeah.
Didn't like him as a scarecrow, though.
No, I didn't. I thought that was, but he really is kind of brilliant in this. My second place was Michael Pena.
For the astronaut one?
Yes, for Million Miles Away, and I know the people that's going to get no love at all.
I've heard some good things about it. I've heard some really good things about that movie.
Yeah, he
I love Michael Pena. He's one of my favorite actors.
he really is just kind of just wonderful, and he downplays. He's just gentle in it. You see the frustration. You see his, his love for family and his sacrifice and his diligence. And it's a role that he really easily could have turned that whole movie into a cartoon, sort of a Rocky kind of story with the music in the background. But he doesn't. It's a very human drama. Great film. There was a whole number of films this year that sort of fell into that. The Flaming Hot. There's a movie that I saw about I saw it in 2023, but it came out in 2022, and it's about the man who saved pinball. True story of a guy that I guess it was out against the law to have pinball in New York, and yeah. I saw the Wham. There was a documentary on Wham that I just thought was captivating, and it was one of these things I had in the background. I had to stop and watch it, and I've never really been a fan of their music.
You sure about that?
Yes. Yeah. Your mom used to.
I know you've purchased some George Michael paraphernalia in your day.
No, so. No, I don't know how I got from Cillian Murphy to Wham, but 7 degrees of separation.
I like it.
Cillian was just really, it was wonderful in that role. And I think, he's probably going to get some Oscar love this year. I had thought, I went into this in our predictions for great films. I had Maestro, and I think it said at that time he was going to get Best Director and Best Actor, and I think there's a possibility he might get Best Actor.
Who?
Bradley Cooper, and
I mean I don't want to hate on Maestro. Maestro's not a bad movie. I get a 6.1 out of 10. It's just pretentious. Yeah. It's very pretentious, and it's very constructed. It's leaned into on purpose, and that's where it falls flat. But it's not a bad movie.
Yeah. But no, I think Cillian Murphy, I just, and the fact that I'm not a big fan of Nolan's, and I really went in it not wanting to like the film, but I really did.
That's even more impressive, because usually if I don't want to like something, I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah.
Pretty good at hating things. Best Actress. This was a tough one, and I went with Emily Blunt from Oppenheimer. It was between her, and I know people love Lily Gladstone, I thought Lily Gladstone did a good job. I don't think she did anything to write home about. She's good. I have no problem with her performance. Very good performance. But I don't think she deserves to win an Oscar. I think Carey Mulligan deserves to get a shot. I think Emily Blunt deserves to get a shot at it. Vanessa Kirby from Napoleon, I think maybe could get a shot at it. I have not seen Air, but if it's that good, then it might be worth looking at. But yeah, man, she killed it. Emily Blunt is unhinged in parts of this movie. And then at the end, that last scene with her in it and Robert Rabb, where he's like, I can count on her. We've been through the thick and thin. And she sits down and she starts going. And the lawyer's like, oh my God, this is not going good at all. And then you see this and you see what he was talking about. And that's just killer acting to be able to do that. She's got some depth. And normally she's been like, okay, what's the
Mary Poppins.
Devil Wears Prada, Mary Poppins. I'm just married to John Krasinski. Quiet, a little bit less tough dramas and stuff. But this, man, she kills it.
I agree. I agree. My best actress was Carey Mulligan.
It was tough. It was tough.
Yeah, I just think that it was such an understated, I think she really carries the movie. And actually, if you think about it, that very last scene, when the credits come up, it's her face on the screen when the words maestro come up. And I think that might be a very subtle way of who is the maestro.
It was her for keeping his life together.
It's her, yes.
So that's very similar to what Emily Blunt kind of feels like what she's doing with Cillian and Oppenheimer. Yeah. Very, very similar roles for them.
Yeah, he was not a nice person, no. And from that standpoint, and there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of online now about that. And originally it was his makeup, and do we need the makeup and stuff like that. And we talked before about, well, I hate that character. He's a bad character. He's the bad guy. Well, then you love him, kind of stuff. So from a technical standpoint, he really does kind of disappear in the role. My problem is not so much with him as an actor. My problem with him as a director, because I think he is too heavy-handed.
Tried too much.
Yes, and I think he was heavy-handed with the actors, including himself, on the screen. I think the fact that she stands up, Carey Mulligan stands up to him, and my second would have been Lily.
Gladstone.
Yeah, she just is also kind of just surprising.
Yeah, that's a good word for her. I just didn't think she deserved an Oscar for that, in my opinion. Best Director. Best Director. Just kidding. No, my best director is Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. The edge goes here over Emerald Fennel for Saltburn is because of the scope of this thing. This is, just to try to wrap my head around how big this production had to be at times. The number of actors, whoever was the production assistant or the logistics person for the actors on this flippin' movie, they need to get an Oscar category named after themselves, because you go to IMDb and click on full cast. It's in order of appearance. You go down and you'll be scrolling through page after page after page. You get to the bottom line and you're going to be seeing A-list actors. I could tell you actors in this movie until I'm blue in the face and still not run out. And they all absolutely smash it in this movie. There is nobody that does not pull their weight in this. You even seen like Josh Peck show up at the end to turn the key and hit the button on the bomb. Like, he does a good job.
So how is that the director's job?
The director is in charge of a lot of this. It's all about putting that in front of the camera, right? That's what we're doing here. That's the director's job, is to get all that, put it in front of the camera, and make it work. And I don't know however he did that. It's a masterful what he did with this. And it doesn't seem as though when you watch it that it felt like it was that big. It seemed like it would have been very easy to handle because it was very tight, is the best way to put it. Yeah, you could trim a little time out of it. That's a tight flipping movie for being 3 hours long on that subject matter. And it's just impressive.
And your best picture in the first half was Saltburn. So how does it, you have a best picture? You got to have a director that goes with it.
Yeah, and it's the difference is just the size of the project. Saltburn would have taken half, not even half. Saltburn would take 10% of the
So
effort.
why isn't Oppenheimer your best picture?
Because I like Saltburn better. It's a better movie.
Okay.
But Oppenheimer was a more difficult movie to make, and that's more impressive to me.
I split.
But they're very, which is what I just did, and you're trying to get on me.
I know, but see, do as I say, not as I do. You know, there used to be the whole thing that it's like whoever directs. I mean, I don't think the Academy. I think how many times they've split director and picture kind of thing in history. Not very many. I split as well. I mean, Oppenheimer was my best film, but my best director is Scorsese. And it is just some of this is a heart thing for
Wait,
Scorsese.
you said Scorsese. Did I say Spielberg earlier when I might have said Spielberg earlier when I was talking.
About
Killers of the Flower Moon.
I don't.
Okay, good. Never
No,
mind. Let's make sure.
I know that there was discussion around Maestro that Spielberg was going to direct, and then maybe Scorsese was going to direct. But no, you know, this guy is as old as fire, and it's like Clint Eastwood. You know, every time you get to the point, you may have aging parents, and it's like that whole thing. Because I know that I went through it with my mom. It's like every time you see her, this could be the last time you see her. I'm sure you have the same thing. You know, you're thinking. I mean, honestly, you think, is this the last Christmas I'm going to have with my dad? Kind of deal.
He keeps watching nonsense. It will be.
Well, Saltburn, like rubbing salt in the wounds. Same thing. Every time I see a Clint Eastwood movie now, I think, okay, is this going to be his parting opus? And same thing with Scorsese. And this would be a good movie to end on because it's vast. The same thing you can say about Oppenheimer, you can say about
Absolutely
about Killer Moon, and
the difference for me is just what you're the subject that you're working with.
yes, but also if you look at the cast in Killer Moon, when you get people of the caliber of a De Niro and a Caprio, how you manage the egos of folks like that kind of stuff. And I don't know that they have egos or not. And they've worked with him enough that they're familiar and they trust him. I just think that bringing it all together in a way that you don't lose sight of that story. I think I'm going to give the tip to Scorsese.
Yeah, and again, that's almost the same exact reason why I picked Nolan. It's just all those A-list actors that are in that movie, man. Like, it's impressive because movies like that, they fall on their faces all the flipping time.
I think as the year comes to a close, I don't know that it was a great year for movies. I fear for film, and I fear for our country and our world in general. The politics of it, and the ability to tell stories, and to do it. I mean, I read a review, and somebody was talking about that they were sick and tired of white male tropes, and they're talking specifically about Oppenheimer, and that here's this white guy, and that we're celebrating his life, but we're not really giving any thought to the people who were destroyed as a result of his work, and it's that kind of it's like we just can't tell stories anymore, and in a way that somebody I think is always offended by whatever it is. They're offended by the casting. Maestro and the issues around that he was going Jew-face with the prosthetic nose, despite the fact that the family was 100% behind Bradley Cooper and the decision to do that.
Well, that's what makes this all really stupid. Is a lot of the time the people that are upset aren't people that should be upset. It's not the Jewish community's not up in arms about the Maestro nose. It's other white people that aren't Jewish. So that's like grandstanding. Like, yeah, I hate all that. That's why I don't watch Disney movies. This is why I've abandoned Marvel movies. I'm not here to watch you shove your political ideologies down my throat.
Yeah. And can't we just all get along? And can't we just have good stories?
Yes, why do we have to have an actor who looks like this or behaves like this? Let's just cast the best actor for the role.
Right. And I do believe that that we need to give fair treatment and roles and voice to stories that don't often get told. I mean, the Osage Indians is.
I think the stories that deserve to be told will be told, and if they're not entertaining, that's what this is all about, right? Is to go sit and enjoy the film, whether it's about a difficult subject matter or not. If it's not a story worth telling, people aren't going to tell it. And it's just like trying to fit a square around something around into a square peg.
Yeah.
It's a lost cause.
Yeah. I want to go to the movies. I want to be entertained. I want to be surprised. I want to learn something, see something different, something unique.
Something that challenges me.
Yeah. So, well, this is our last episode.
Of the year.
Any of the adulation or positives that we've gotten for this lies with him, and anything that's stupid or critical or boneheaded, that falls on right here with me. No, I think you have, like we said, you are the zeitgeist of.
Tell that to the last months of video we've dropped that don't have 100 views on them.
Well,
they've all been different videos too.
I think after the attention that we've given Barry Keoghan's penis.
Freeze frame. Gotcha.
So anyway, but thank you for sticking around, and don't know what 2024 is going to be like. We've not even done this a year. It's about a half year, a little over half a year that we've done this.
May.
And we are desperately in need of your ideas, and so that we don't become stale. And so please let us know what you think in terms of the structure of the show. We've done several different things. We've done Mount Rushmores. We've done the sevens. We've done mini reviews. We've done the short films. Yeah,
I want to do more of those because those are fun.
Yeah. So
if you leave a comment, we read it.
Oh, we do.
There's not a comment that doesn't get read.
Yeah.
Even if it hurts my feelings and I don't respond to it.
Yeah. So, but we really would like to make this part of the community, a place where you can come and you can participate, even though we're in the camera, and we're willing to let other people on the camera as well.
If you have an idea and you put it down there and you're serious, watch.
Yeah.
We'll use it.
Yeah. Please. We've talked about maybe doing some of this on, is it called TikTok?
I think someone's mentioned about putting them on TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, whatever. That was a joke.
Yeah.
See, sometimes I just play stupid. So, but if that's something, but anyway, I digress. It has been a wonderful 2023, and major love your way, hope for 2024, and we will see you at the movies
in the future.